Congratulations on this second season. It's taken a kind of an unusual twist, if we can say that. Talk me through what made you, first of all, want to make this into a comedy series, and what was it about the book that really interested you in this premise at all?
Well, I was immediately drawn in by the novel. Emma Walsh is the author of the Big Door Prize, and this question of what does it mean to be happy? What does it mean to achieve your life potential? Told through this slightly quirky comedic story about a small town where a machine arrives that promises to tell you your life potential. I just saw so much potential for a TV show because you can really dig deep into all of these townspeople and their different experiences with the machine and what they reveal about their own hopes and dreams as a result of that machine. And I love comedies about people stepping out of their comfort zone to try something new. And that's really what this show is. So in the second season, we basically had run out of book and knew that we needed to go off-roading and tell new stories and expand from where the book leaves off. And so as our characters are evolving, the machine evolves, and it has this next stage, which gives people visions of their lives. And without saying too much, these visions are very disruptive and leads to even more comedy and chaos.
It's interesting to see you use quite classic sitcom devices to tell this story, which made me wonder what were really your favorite sitcoms growing up that made you sort of use those into what you're doing here, because it's not a classic it's not a straightforward sitcom. It's a lot of things.
You know, growing up, I loved kind of the heyday of classic NBC sitcoms like Cheers and Frasier and Seinfeld and all of those shows. But to me, there's something fun about applying some of those tropes to this very unique world. So the Big Door Prize is a comedy, but it has more genuine dramatic moments. And it also has this touch of magic. And so to use some of that framework from a comedic world, but have it applied to these people who are quite grounded and going through quite serious things, felt like a really interesting genre collision for me. So I like taking something that's familiar and putting a new spin on it.
You casting, or whoever casts Chris in this, is absolutely genius idea, because his character as a person lends itself to play in these kinds of roles. Had you seen him in anything else before?
Oh yeah.
And that made you really want to go, oh yeah, really, I really want to work with him.
Yes, I'd been a huge fan of Chris's, and you know, he was the first choice for this role. And once we came up with that idea of Chris O'Dowd, we changed the character to be Irish, you know, because it first of all, didn't want to lose his very charming accent, but also there's something about someone who comes to America who has a certain idea about what it means to live in a small town and have all the things that you've seen in American movies growing up. I'm Canadian and I feel some of that myself. And it's also about, you know, when you have immigrated and made this big move, it's easier sometimes to get settled and to say, I've landed where I want to be. I don't want to change. And that's really where his character is. So that element of Chris also lent itself very well to the role.
I know you said you ran out of a book in the first one, so you're making, you know, you're just doing your own thing in the second one. Can we perhaps expect a third season with more things, more developments?
I would love to keep telling stories about these characters. I think they just keep growing and surprising us in such fun ways. And we really are building this town. And for me, part of the pleasure of these small town comedies is the more you get to know these people, the more you understand the way they are and appreciate the nuances of their characters. So we had a lot of fun bringing new relationships, new dynamics in this season, and I'd love to keep telling these stories.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time, and congratulations again on this.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!